Happening today, guys. Hey, been thinking about some information lately, and it's about verbal contracting and basically how we've been tricked. Now, I know it seems like, they have all these laws, Title 18, everything. They have all this stuff, but it's really codes, ordinances, and acts and bullshit, okay? Now, the bottom line is we get verbally contracted into things that we don't want to get contracted into. It's very difficult when the police approach you or the court approaches you because they use this trickery, and if they say something and they start talking to you and you react with them, and you go back and forth with them, or you give them information, or you give them your name, that's all where it really starts, because it's verbally contracting, and that makes your whole ship sink. So I got a few notes on verbally contracting, and I would like to go over those, because if you can get past the idea there's no laws, it's codes, ordinances, acts, whatever they want to make up. I'm just saying. So it all boils down to, we had a judge tell us not too long ago that, the fiduciary appointment didn't apply. Well, if that's true, how can you appoint someone that's a professional to settle the matter and be honorable? You can't. So you're sucked into this contract, and there's elements missing, or if you knew the elements, there'd be a different outcome, and you may not end up in trouble, you may not end up in court, you may not have to pay fine, probation, or go to prison, or any of those types of things, if you understood the basic principles of their magic. So here we go. An oral contract is a type of contract that is agreed to via spoken communication, but not written down and signed. Oral contracts are legally binding, but can be difficult to prove in a court of law. Well, there really is no court of law. They're all liars. The enforceability of oral contract depends on the jurisdiction as well as the type of deal. Yeah, the type of scam, because that's what it is. It's all a scam to trick you that you are not educated for, but yet they pull you into a forum where they are very educated and they know what they're doing. You think, well, if I don't say nothing, then I'm going to be good. Well, in fact, remaining silent is agreeing. So the elements are that make the contract legally binding have to have the following components. An offer. So anytime you're speaking with an officer or approached by an officer, you're not going to accept the offer. So you're going to say that you don't consent to any of this, and no, you can't give them your name. Give them your first name only. Okay? Because if you get past the offer, boom, 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 you're already into it, and you can't get out of it. And they'll make it stick on you because you don't know these elements. Accepting of the offer. The party then accepts the offer, to repay or whatever in the future. But see, that a little bit of understanding you don't ever get from these officers or agents or whoever it might be. They never say, okay, here's the terms. If you talk to us and we write this all down, then you're going to agree to go to court. And then we're going to send you to prison or give you probation or both. And we're going to probably charge you a fine, and if you get out of line, we're probably going to whoop your ass. I mean, that's what they'll do. Not in all cases, but some. Okay, the next thing is it has to be a binding contract. The reason that the contract needs to be lawful, of course, is because it's not an illegal act by them to offer to give you a ticket or offer to take you to jail. It really depends on what they want to make up. If they can make up a story and you're standing there cussing, they're taking you to jail. They're going to make it stick. They're not going to give you any of the full disclosure or any of that type of stuff. You know, they're going to tell you you can consult a lawyer and we'll give you one for free. Yeah, so he can give it to you up to Swazzoli. Because he doesn't work for you. Corpus Juris Secundum, Volume 7, Section 4, look it up. He works for the court, the public, and not to the client. I'm just saying, it's all verbal contracting that gets you in trouble. You don't have to say a word and you're going to jail. Because if you don't speak up, you know, it has to have law-abiding consideration. In other words, there has to be an exchange. So what they're going to do is they're going to charge you with something huge, and then they're going to come down on it so you plead guilty after you go through all the stress, mental manipulation, family mad at you, you know, you got to borrow money to pay their bonds and do all those kinds of crap, and they're never going to disclose anything to you. The terms must be certain. The terms of the agreement have to be clear and understandable. If they are vaguely worded, then the contract is unlikely to be upheld by the court. Well, they can say all of that because I don't know any damn buddy in this country that understands anything that's the court's doing to them or the police do to them, because they'll get you into a situation where you didn't do it, and they damn well know you didn't do it, but they're going to play out the process because it gets you through the contract and it completes the contract, and you have to agree to the terms like go to prison, be on probation, pay a fine, do community service, you know, all those types of things. Now, a little issue for them, you know, or for you is this big. Your issue that you didn't do it and you want to tell your story is this big. They turn it into this big. Whenever they have something that's bullshit, they make it huge, if you can understand that concept. So they downplay that you're innocent and you're trying to tell them you're innocent. Okay? Now, they don't have first-hand knowledge or anything. They don't ever swear to anything, so it has to be a verbal contract. Nothing they are doing, point blank, is really the proper thing. So, the things the judges have been saying leads everyone to believe, or at least me to believe, it's all contracting. And when they first approach you, if you don't understand these elements of the verbal contracts and you don't know how to back out of them and reject them properly, they've snared you. Then you got to go to the next step, because now you're in fear. If I don't go to court, what's going to happen? They're going to issue an arrest warrant, and then what's going to happen? They're going to get more charges. So they just keep doing that and doing that. It's mental manipulation. But make no mistake, they're good at it. Then the next thing is all parties must agree on their own free will. Now, there ain't one damn person that's ever been in prison went in there in their own free will. They've been manipulated. They've been lied to. What do you think the officers are doing at the scene when they're writing all the notes and they got everything blocked off and all the cars are going by? What do you think they're doing? They're making up the story. Then they don't have to swear to anything. They can't get in trouble. Lest they blatantly go outside their office and do something that the other officers don't accept as proper. Okay? So, if any party does not agree to their own volition, the agreement does not compromise a legal enforcement contract. Yes, but they will mow right on over you when you try to tell them, hey, I didn't get my rights read to me. Hey, this proper procedure wasn't done. you know, or this happened to me, or that person lied, or this person really did it. They won't listen to you at all because they got past the first step, or the foot in the door method. You might want to look that up. The foot in the door method. You know, if they can get that one little thing, or find that real weakness to you and start talking to you and get you to respond back the way they want you to respond back, you're in trouble. You're probably going to jail. You're going to pay a bond. You know, in some cases you can lose your children, you can lose your home, you can lose your life, your wife, your husband, your job. They can be devastating to you if you don't understand these elements of the verbal contracting. So look this up. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Take a look into the things that I've mentioned. You know, understand that they can say something all day long and you stand there and go, duh. They're going to get you by your ear, and they're going to put you in the car, and they're going to force that contract on you. They're contractors. They're policy enforcers. They're not doing anything about the law. There is no law. Okay? So I hope you find this information valuable. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. My number will be listed below this video. Please don't waste my time. Please be serious. You know, be wanting to accomplish something. You know, I'm a doer. Be a doer too. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.